Dear travellers, and welcome. Today we're checking out a truly space-age piece of kit from the year 1999. This turn-of-the-century camera was made by Kyocera. That must be the Kyocera Samurai 2100 DG. And you would be correct. This 2.1 megapixel beast from the East is packed full of features such as ergonomic design, zoom lens, rear LCD monitor, fully auto, takes CF cards, the startup time has been reduced to a whopping 2 seconds, and the time between taking photos is 1 second. There is also an optical viewfinder with diopter correction, macro mode of up to 10 centimeters that doesn't work on mine, and several shooting and playback modes, and a custom setting mode for personal settings. This camera definitely feels like you're using a camcorder from the 1990s, which makes it kind of fun and cool to use. My one has a real special feature, that is, it's missing its battery, so I need to have this thing plugged into a wall at all times to use it. Why don't you just buy a battery, shutter slaps? Well, the battery costs more than the camera. That's not happening anytime soon. First, I wanted to check out what kind of quality images I could get from this camera before I invested heavily into any kind of battery or energy holding technology. Now, right off the bat, I have to say this camera is fun to use, and it really does feel like something from the future. The way it handles, the way it sits in your hand, it feels like some kind of cyborg technology from one of those 80s, 90s movies. What's that one with the car in it? What's the Wraith? The Wraith, I think it is, something like that. If this camera was, there you go, here we go guys. If this camera was a car, it would be the Wraith. Unless the Wraith is the guy and the car's called something else. But in this, let's just assume the Wraith is the actual car. This is what the camera would be. It is so high tech, just in the way it feels and everything. But oh boy is it slow. This has got to be one of the slowest cameras I've ever used. To give you an example, the Nikon Coolpix 775 is also a 2 megapixel camera, but it absolutely runs rings around this Kyocera Samurai. If this camera was a samurai, I would assume he would have died in his first battle, because boy is this camera slow. Well, that's enough jimber jambering, let's get into some shots. So what made me pick up the Kyocera Samurai? Well, to be honest, I first heard of the Samurai when I was looking for a half-frame camera. I always wanted a Samurai, they just looked so cool, and to shoot film through one must have been amazing. But now, after using the digital copy and seeing how slow it is, it does give me a bit of concern, wondering whether or not this will actually work that well. Should you buy a Kyocera Samurai camera? Well, that's really up to you. If you're okay with using some really old tech that moves extremely slow, give you some early 90 vibes, then do it. Thanks so much guys for watching. That's all from me. Leave some comments below and I will catch you on the next one. Just maybe I see the way.